Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
Hey, happy Monday, everyone. We are getting ready to kick off a new week, and we do have some weather changes to talk about here. Sneaky little system may come together and bring us some more significant changes by the time we get towards the latter half of the week. We'll have more on that in just a moment, but let's take you out and review what we saw last night from Cedar City. Mark sending in this wonderful photo here of the sun setting below the horizon there across portions of the Beehive State last night. You probably noticed we had more of these clouds kind of dotting the sky, but again, just adding that extra texture, making things look oh so nice out there, but no issues coming from those clouds. Let's talk about your weather headlines because we've got more changes, as I mentioned, on the way. So today, sunshine and warmer temperatures will return. You know, we had that brief cool down yesterday thanks to that front that moved through on Saturday, but we're going to warm it right back up starting today, and that warm up will last into your Tuesday and even into your Wednesday. But by the time you get towards Wednesday night, Thursday into Friday, we're going to be tracking potentially a storm system that basically comes together right over the Beehive State, and it could bring us the potential of some valley rain and some mountain snow by the time we get towards the mid to latter half of the week. In fact, it wouldn't be impossible to see a few snowflakes down to the valley floors, but I wouldn't necessarily count on that for now. But what I will say is for the mountains, maybe some more accumulating snow is looking like a possibility for sure. Otherwise, obviously with that potential out there, temperatures are going to be cooling back down below average again as we get towards the latter half of this week as well. All right, let's show you the numbers out there as we kick off your Monday morning. Upper 20s there in Cache Valley. Grab the sweatshirts there for sure. We've got low 30s there in the Uintas, the Wasatch back, upper 30s to low 40s along the Wasatch front, and a mixture of 20s, 30s, 40s, and even upper 50s across the rest of the state. The Wasatch front this morning, again, we're in the upper 30s, a cool start to your day, upper 50s by lunchtime, and as we get into the afternoon hours, pleasant conditions with temperatures about 5 degrees above average. The average high, 61. I think we'll be at about 66 for today. Southwest Utah, mid-50s, give way to mid-70s by lunchtime as we start to warm things up. And by the afternoon, mostly sunny skies. Look at those temperatures. Down towards the south, about 10 degrees above average. So you see the 60s, 70s, and yes, even some 80s on the map. So let's take you town by town. Randolph, 56 today, 65 degrees in the Heber Valley. As you get over towards East Carbon, 66 degrees for a high temperature there. And then Kanab, we're talking about 77 expected for your high temperature. Now let's talk about the changes as that high pressure brings us to milder conditions through about midweek or so. But starting on Wednesday, the players will be on the football field, as we like to say. We've got a low pressure with some cooler air coming in from the north, a low pressure with some moisture coming in from the south. Look at this. They both merge basically over the Beehive State by Thursday. If that occurs, cooler and unsettled weather pattern likely moves in Thursday into Friday, and again, we'll have to see how all this comes together, but right now, could be a little bit of a potent storm system moving our way for the latter half of the week. Here's how it plays out at the surface. High pressure in place. We'll get some scattered clouds building in as we go into your Tuesday. Maybe a high base shower popping up Tuesday afternoon. But I think as we go into Wednesday, that'll be our first real chance to see an isolated raindrop or two developing. Better chances, though, as that system merges and turns into a cold front on your Thursday. Valley rain and mountain snow. And that trend continues into your Friday morning with valley rain and mountain snow likely. And some of that could add up quite a bit. In fact, as we take a look at your wet weather potential here, you can see across the north late Wednesday, but Thursday is your prime day, valley rain and mountain snow, and that could even extend into portions of Friday for some folks. And look at this. It could be a juicy system, believe it or not, folks. How about a ½ inch to an inch of liquid being printed out across most of the state? That's pretty impressive. St. George, mid-80s, turn into 70s, into 60s by the end of the week with that chance of precipitation, especially Wednesday and Thursday. The Wasatch Front, we've got those 60s, 70s with that chance of valley rain and mountain snow starting Wednesday night through Thursday, potentially into your Friday.